Hello, Kaustubh. How are you, buddy?
Hey Mike, hi from India. Doing good. It's difficult times, but hanging in here.
Kaustubh Radkar. He goes by Cal. You are an inspiration. You just finished Ironman New Zealand this past March. We were there together, the only one we've had thus far this year. So I feel very fortunate, as I'm sure you do.
Yeah,
But was that number 25 for you?
yeah. That was my 25th, and it seemed like it was destiny. It was meant to happen. We were in New Zealand together. Uh, we finished the race, and I come back, and it's a different world. Everything's changed. So I
It
feel
is
very fortunate
that.
that we at least got one race in.
Yeah, it is a different world, but hopefully we'll get back to our other world that we know. You are from Mumbai and an Indian, and there's been no other person from your country to accomplish anything like this. Are you getting a lot of people from India come up to you? I want to become a triathlete. I know you coach so many, but you coach them from all over the world. But are you seeing a lot of change in India when it comes to triathlon and endurance sports?
Absolutely. I mean, I moved back to India in 2013, and in 2014, Mike, I had one trainee. Fast forward that 4 years, in 2019, I had 50 people who finished an Ironman. 50 of my trainees finished an Ironman. So the sport is
Wow.
exploding. Uh, a lot of people are attracted by the Ironman name. So they're really taking up this challenge. And last year, India got its first half Ironman. So that definitely has motivated a lot of athletes to take up our great sport.
What in your country in India? What's the most difficult thing? Is it finding a swimming pool? Is it riding on the roads? And what kind of challenges are you guys overcoming down there with a brand new sport like triathlon?
Finding a swimming pool is huge. Not necessarily everyone has a swimming pool in their vicinity. Traffic is bad, so the swimming pool may be a couple miles away, but it will take you a good 45 minutes to an hour just to get there in peak time. The riding the bike is the biggest challenge, again, because of the traffic. If you go out, it's becoming increasingly difficult to ride your bike. So even if you were to go out, you have to be home by 8 o'clock in the morning at the most.
Is that
Everything else
right?
has to be on
Wow.
the trainer.
So I assume then our VR series, the virtual racing we've been doing, because haven't you done every one?
I missed one. I missed
Oh,
VR5, but I've done six of them. I'm signed up for the seventh one. It's been great. It's The running has been a challenge because we have been under lockdown. We have not been allowed to run on the roads. So you are either restricted to run in your development or your society. I have to run on a 15-meter patch behind my house, and that's where I have been getting my 10K runs in.
how many laps is that? My goodness.
It's far too many. And the worst part is sometimes the Garmin goes off, so you got to add a few more laps.
It just happens. So, what inspired you, Cal, to get into triathlon, to get into Ironman? Your first one was 2000 and what, 7 or 8? When was your first Ironman?
2008 in Arizona, you were there. Um, I was in the right place at the right time. I was living in Boulder, Colorado. And believe it or not, I was doing swim sessions with Dave Scott, Michael Lavado, Simon Lessing, Miranda Carfrey, and I have no idea who all these people are and how great they have been to our sport. And I'm sitting in the hot tub with some of them, and they said, "Hey, you have a huge swim background." I had run a few marathons by then, and they said, "Look, cycling's the easy part. Why don't you do an Ironman?" And it seemed like a good challenge at that time. No Indian had done an Ironman race. And Ironman Arizona used to be in April, but that was the first year they also had a November race. So early May, I signed up for Arizona, and like we can say, the rest is history.
Well, were they, when guys like Lovato and Dave Scott always say the cycling is the easiest part, did you find that true?
Absolutely not.
I know.
I had not ridden a bike for a good 15 years, and I didn't have money to buy a new bike, so I got a second-hand bike from Brad Singh, who was a professional triathlete.
Right.
And Brad Singh is about 5'2", and I'm 5'9" on a good hair day. So I'm riding a bike which is at least two sizes small for me. And people are whizzing past me and just looking at me like, "What are you doing, buddy?"
Your knees must have been coming up to your shoulders, for goodness sake.
Yeah. I didn't know what a bike fit was. And so people are telling me, "You got to get a bike fit." And I said, well, we'll see what we can do.
Well, after that first Ironman Arizona, a lot of people are one and done, but you became hooked. You found out that there was something out there for you that you could excel in. And was that your motivation to keep moving forward and then go into coaching?
So one became two became five. And then I got to my 10th, and the legacy program was announced. And I said, look, this is a great way. For every sport, there has to be a pinnacle, and our sport, Kona, is the pinnacle. So I said, okay, let me get 12. So I finished 12 in 2015, but I got to Kona in 2017, and Kona was my 19th Ironman. So I thought, okay, who wants to stop at number 19? So I'll try and go for 25 and see how long my body can hold up. But I always tell people that this sport has given me so much that I don't even look at the race itself. It's what happens in the process that I enjoy so much.
Well, I'm sure you know what that journey does for your heart and your soul and your mind, and you're passing that on to all your students and pupils that you're teaching. So good for you for doing that. So the VR7 this weekend, yeah, it should be a piece of cake for you. It's a sprint race, but you're going to be going all out. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, well, there was the Santini challenge today, so I did the sprint today. And then I'll do the VR7 on Saturday morning, try and get it done. In a funny way, I saw Didi's post where she announced the route on Ruby, and I was the first person to do the route. So I had the fastest time for 3 days on that route.
So that's the key. Now everybody's gonna, as soon as it's announced, jump on that thing to see if they can be in the top 3 or 4. Well, Cal, you are certainly an inspiration. What you're doing in your country, just because of your actions, are speaking louder than your words. But I know they love your words because you're teaching them the correct way to get into our sport, and hopefully one day get it a 70.3 or an Ironman finish line.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, good for you, and we can't wait to see you racing this weekend, Cal. And when's your next Ironman? What are you thinking about?
I was signed up for Ironman Estonia. That was originally scheduled for August 1st, but obviously it's very difficult for us to travel. Getting a visa is going to be a challenge. There's so many different rules coming out. So I postponed it till 2021. But you never know if the world goes back to normal soon. You may find me at a start line.
Well, Cal, I can't wait to see you at a start line somewhere in the world, or any of us somewhere in the world, because you are an inspiration. And thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you.
And congratulations on that great Ironman New Zealand finish, even though I mispronounced your first name. I will not any
That's
longer,
okay.
Because since you go by Cal, you're going to be Cal Radkar, buddy.
Thanks, Mike, and keep inspiring yourself. Stay safe.
You too. Aloha, my friend.
Aloha. Thanks.